being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. I got his.
What is up? It is Wednesday, which means, of course, it's a day for Board TV. We have been going 2 years strong, actually just over 25 months or so. And yo, it is a great time to be alive. So many things happening, and I got none other than my friend, my good friend Justin, aka Other Guide, on tonight to co-host, the co-host with the mostest. Justin, my guy, how have you been this past week?
Yo, pretty good, honestly. Just kind of pulling all the news together. It's been thick. I feel like I saw the ODK stuff drop today. But then we also had the Wizards drop the Universe. So I've been dying playing all that today. So you're gonna have to fill me in, Phil.
Oh, but I will fill you in as Phil. That's kind of in my name. I've got to be able to do that. So a lot to talk about. We're definitely going to talk a bit about, obviously, Yuga specific things, and Justin mentioned it. The ODK, some information dropped, and three of the goats within the community have been cooking up the ODK, and there will be more builders happening to join the party in August. I will not be one of them. I'm not an expert builder, but I am super excited about some of the stuff that they shared in the ODK. So again, a lot to get through. If you haven't yet, make sure you like and retweet. If you're watching us on X, it's super easy to retweet that, share it in your group chats. And you can talk to us. Dobbins, Dort, what is up? Thank you for being here. It means a lot. It means a shit ton when people come through and support. Support is usually, in this way, it's free. Retweets and likes are absolutely free. Cost you absolutely nothing. No Apecoin needed. Just show up and listen to us talk for an hour. We're going to talk Yuga Labs ecosystem. We're going to talk Apecoin DAO and take a look at the AIPs. We are also going to talk about Apechain because there's a couple announcements from Apechain and partnerships that they have that I would love to hear your perspective on, because I thought there were some interesting ones that I liked. Because one of the big, I wasn't worried about it. One of the big things was, hey, we got to make sure this is user friendly. And I think some of the one partnership in particular, I feel like is a really just a great way to, I can go to my neighbor and they could theoretically, if they wanted to, jump in and interact and not feel like it's something that's completely foreign. And that is important, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's not that hard to interact on the blockchain, but if we want to have this thing called mass adoption, we need to make sure it's so easy that anyone could do it. Apple Pay, think Apple Pay. Think when that first came about, that was like foreign to all of us. Now it's easy. Well, we need something. We need to get this blockchain to Apple Pay, and there are a lot of protocols and these partnerships that are making that possible. So extremely excited. If you haven't subscribed on our YouTube channel yet, I don't know what else to tell you. I guess I could beg, but make sure that you hit that subscribe, because it truly does help us as creators when we get those subs. Because once we get to 1,000, by the way, I think I might have the merch in here. I was going to share the merch, so I might have to jump off for a second to grab it. I got a box of merch directly from Baron via Board and Yuga Labs. I think there are 7 different pieces of merch. One of them is the highly sought after Mutant Ape soccer jersey. One of them is that item. I've got some hats. I've got a hoodie. I got some shirts. I got merch to give out. The only way we give that merch is getting our subs up and getting our follows on X up. Once we get to 4,000 followers on X, which I think we need like 30 more, we're giving out a couple things. Once we get to 500 subscribers on YouTube, we're giving out a couple things. I think we're at about 400 right now. 500 should be so simple. Should be so simple. And once we get to 1,000, we'll do something really crazy. We'll give up Apecoin and some merch. So again, might seem like it'll take a long time. If you just retweet, like the space, set it in the group chat, set it in a Discord, that does mean a lot. What is up, Frederick? Thanks for being here. If I said your name wrong, God forgive me. Thank you for being here. Yes, Dobbins, merch. Thanks to Baron. Shout out to the homie. And of course, Bored Ape and Yuga Labs. So let's dive in. If you are following us on X, you will see that every single Monday and or Tuesday, depending on how the week went, we like to do a little thing called our boring update, our board network and co weekly update. So the first thing that we will do every single week on Board TV is take a look at what we had presented this week. There has been a lot. The last 2 weeks has been much different than before. I will be honest. There for a while, it felt like there wasn't a whole lot happening, but we got a lot here. So you'll see that we've got new and improved, if you ask me. We've got these awesome images, and then you can go into the I almost said stream. You can go into the thread. Holy comma boomer. You can go into the thread. You can go check out more information. We link the X or the tweets, the posts, whatever you want to call it. We link them there to make it super easy for you. So let's dive in. We've got a bunch of cool and fun pictures here and a lot to talk about. The first thing was ape names. If you haven't yet, and you are a Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, somebody in the Yuga Labs ecosystem, and even if you're not, but you're looking at these .ape names, they are coming soon. So make sure that you interact with this. If you click on this, it's at ape names, built on Apechain, multi-chain wallet address, decentralized websites and apps, claim for real matching domain, evolves into the above, and every email client and all browsers. So you can check out a bunch of information there. Shout out to the team over at Ape Names as well as D3 Incorporated. They're the ones that are doing this. If you remember, if you've been on the Apecoin DAO, they actually had an AIP pass that gave them some funding to get this going. I'm extremely excited about this. It's fun. I can't wait to have, of course, boardnetwork.ape. So that was the first one. Let's go back to the next one. We got a poker night. I don't know about you, Justin. Justin, do you play poker? Have you ever been a poker fan in your life?
Oh man, I'm a simple blackjack man.
You're a simple man. You're a simple man. He likes blackjack. Well, for this one, it's poker night. Who knows? I'm assuming that's probably just Texas alum. Very much looking forward to this. And we're going to jump in a little bit more and talk about our experience within Project Dragon. But I like this. This is different. This is a much different pace than the first Project Dragon this past weekend. This is sitting down, shooting the shit in the other side and playing poker. I'm very curious to see how that goes. I am extremely excited for it as well. So again, you can click on this.
Are you gonna jump in, Phil?
And this 100%, I'll be in there.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. I love poker. I actually have a neighbor that has a home game that he has at least like every other week or sometimes weekly, and it's just a fun game. Like you throw $20 in and play, for the night and just shoot the shit. To me, it's such a social game. It can be. Obviously, you can play for lots of money too. This one is just play money. So if you're thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna go make, I'm gonna be able to buy an ape after my winnings. This is actually a charity event, which more information will be coming out soon, and it's just play money. To me, it's still super fun because it's giving you another pretty simple use case of things that you can do on the other side. Because if we can play poker and shoot the shit, sign me up. Like, sign me up. And then think about reboot. Is there some way to like incorporate that sometime down the line? I don't freaking know. I don't know the legislation enough. And that's obviously that partnership with Pixel Vault. So this is August 14th. You don't have to wait much longer to jump in here, play some poker, and lose to Phil. So yeah, check it out. Then we got a shout out to, of course, OX Board Dev, super dope and nice being. And he was this week's from the Bodega, which is something that Bored Ape and Yuga Labs supports every single week, sharing some love to the MBAs. Had you seen this one, Justin? The Happy Ape doing some books and plushies and merch. Had this one hit your timeline?
That did hit my timeline. That one looked pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I like it too because I think that sector within Bored Ape has not really been like hit yet. Like nobody's really done things that are like kind of towards the kids, if you will. And I think this is a neat idea. It's an interesting idea. And I really like OX Board Dev. He's been doing some really great things. So congrats to him. If you want to check it out more, you can obviously check out at the Happy Ape _. Next up, here's one of the things that we'll jump into a little bit more, but we got Apechain and Camelot DEX. Camelot is the largest Arbitrum DEX with over 23 billion volume traded and over 1 billion trading volume. And just the past week, keep an eye on the new launch partner topic in Telegram and get connected. Also, by the way, if you haven't joined the Telegram for Apechain, you should. It is freaking insane, by the way. There's so much freaking like conversation. It's like, I'm not a Telegram person personally. I've never been one. I'm learning to be one, like sort of. Like I'm still terrible. I miss way too many messages. I have to get caught up like daily, I feel like, because I'm never really like looking at stuff. But that one in particular, bro, if you aren't on that for like a day, you're gonna have like 1 million messages. But there's a lot of good conversation, information going there. Justin, for people that don't understand, like, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of one of those people. What is like, why is this important? Camelot having all of this like volume traded, and what is like a DEX at the very like, what the fuck is a DEX for people that maybe don't know?
That's a good question that you probably
shit.
shouldn't be answering. I shouldn't answer either.
Here, let's learn together because I legitimately don't know. So decentralized exchange. So I assume it's just ways to change like currency.
I think it's just it's probably to swap coins like Uniswap.
Okay, yeah, it's got to be right. But again, I think it's a good thing to have something like this that obviously has and it. Let's see, and they're doing 1.1 billion in the last 7 days. That's fucking crazy. So yeah, it's got to be that swapping tokens, etc. There's a more interesting partnership that oh, here you go. I should scroll down. They're bringing battle tested liquidity infrastructure. Yep.
Yeah, that's necessary. Yeah.
Yep. And also, like, again, I like this furthering that connection with Arbitrum, which is extremely important as well. We talked about making sure people actually show up on the chain. It's probably important to have that liquidity and also have those deeper connections within our Arbitrum as a whole. So that is definitely a positive. And then we will get into this in much more detail, but Garga had this post and some pictures of Project Dragon. We will get into this more. But Justin, what's your if you had to say one word, just one word to describe your specific experience in Project Dragon, the first one, what would it be? I have mine, but what was yours?
Mine is chaos.
Bro, I was gonna say chaos too. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Definitely chaos, bro.
I swear to God, you took the word right out of my mouth. I definitely would have said chaos. I actually had fun too, honestly. Like I had fun. I know there were some things that didn't go like really great, whatever. There was things that they can iterate on. I actually did have fun. So if you take chaos, I'll take fun. Because it was definitely fun chaos. Like if you put those two together, that's where I would be as well. What's up, Squirtle? Thanks for being here. Hope you're getting some sleep there, Dad. Hope you're getting some sleep. Let's see. Next up. So again, we'll jump into that a little bit more. I really like this post. Again, I don't know if you saw this, Justin, but
yes,
another Justin, an iconic Justin Mazel, who's was part of Moonbirds and Proof, and now works obviously for Yuga. I really liked this post. So much fun today at Project Dragon. There's almost nothing better than seeing some of these absolutely wild ideas come to life. And at Yuga Labs, we're not slowing down. In case you missed it, here are a few of the various identities you may encounter across Otherside. Man, what do you think about these?
Damn. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The typography is hot. Used to do a lot of graphic design, and I saw this, and I was like, very on point.
Yes.
And there are a couple of products in there that we have not seen yet. So
correct. No, I would just say like the branding is, this is not like shocking, right? Like, I don't think we should be shocked by it, but the branding is freaking on point, dude. Like you got Nexus, which is the Coda land that, like, I mean, come on. It's got the Coda language above it. You got Project Dragon, I thought was amazing because you got the small DN in the right hand corner. The swamp naturally looks great. Metropolis, I mean, all of it looks great. And so, and obviously we'll get to ODK a little bit more, but Justin, appreciate you sharing that, as in Justin Mazel and Justin, other guy, for sharing the platform with me. I just like when they do posts like that to kind of, again, peel back the curtain just slightly. Then we got shout out to the Fuck It Productions team, Fuck It Friday #2. Those tickets are live right now. You can go get them. And this is happening in August 9th in West Hollywood from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. I am FOMO wishing that I could be there, to be honest with you, because I know the Fuck It team, the Fuck It Productions team, is absolutely like A plus rated, like so good. Their event in Miami was awesome, and I think that was their very first one. They went over to Paris and had one. Now they've got Fuck It Friday #2 here. Aaron Haber and Laughing Ape will be there. There's DJs happening, like all this is happening. I mean, it just looks a lot of fun. I wish I was going to be there. Let's go back to our resident expert, Goat. Camelot is more exciting than people realize, I think. Big thing would be some fat yield farming. Ah, yes. and then get someone like Beefy jumping on board with their CLM pools to compound the yield. I actually do know a little thing about Beefy, but I'm not going to open up that can of worms because I will sound like a complete idiot. But I can tell you that Squirrel is 100% tried to be my Yoda, like my teacher, and try to teach me all these things. So I've definitely heard of that as well. I just we've added this to our weekly update just because it just looked dope. And the Olympics are here. The Olympics are fun. I've watched a little bit of them, not a ton. There's not a lot of time in my world currently to watch them, but I watched a little bit of basketball today. USA smashed South Sudan, which they probably should. They have like a million fucking all-stars on the team. But nonetheless, I love when Bored Ape does these little graphics because they tie into real world events. I think that's really fun. And we have, just a little Apecoin there. Shout out to Crypto Cheap for sharing these photos. Basically, members of the DAO can basically have these awesome experiences at F1 events if you are there, if you're local to the venue. You can actually reach out. There are tickets available for all of them, thanks to the Alpine F1 team. Of course, Apecoin DAO for that partnership. So that's really, really cool. And that is it for this week in the update. That was a lot. And that actually isn't even that was just obviously from last Monday to this Monday. And even within the last 48 hours, we've had a lot of other things happen. So, Justin, let's unpack Project Dragon just a little bit more. Because we kind of glazed over it naturally because we're just doing a quick update. But we said chaos, we said fun. What was your experience like? I know you had some technical difficulties with downloading the client. Can you talk us through kind of just jumping into the experience for you, and then just some of your key takeaways? These could be pros, cons, things you love, things that you're looking forward to them iterating on, etc.
Yeah, so I noticed when you could jump in, you can choose between the client and pixel streaming. So I wanted to get the client because I saw later on that the client has way better graphics, and I kind of led into that knowing that it was going to be that way because I jumped into Fuck Render's Space Race, which was really hot. So I expected the same for this one, and unfortunately I couldn't drop in because I didn't think I had enough memory, or maybe OBS was, being wonky on me because, when you game and stream, it tends to change things up just a tiny bit. So I had to pixel stream it, which introduced some latency, and it was a little bit more lag on when you move your mouse, but that was okay. It wasn't too big a deal. But what I did enjoy when I jumped in was the scale of the map and how many people are inside of it. That's like a lot of people. It was almost too many people because I couldn't focus on who to shoot, and then I couldn't tell who is friend or foe. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. But all I knew was just to take the high ground, throw some grenades, and just try not to run into the horde of people and die. But what about you?
I thought it was fun. It was chaos. I would agree. My biggest complaint was it was hard to tell who was friend or foe. That to me was the hardest part of all of it. It was 100% chaos and chaotic, but I knew that was going to be the case because you have so many people. But it was just really fucking hard to tell who. I'm like, and I'm a boomer, dude. So I'm like, wait, is that's right in front of me that I should be shooting at? I'm not really sure. And then I'd be killed, because I took 20 minutes to figure it out. So if we could make that a little bit easier, that would be super dope and ideal. So many people, do you think more teams, the bigger map would help? I honestly thought it was kind of fun. I know it was crazy as hell. Maybe a little bit bigger map. I don't know. There's actually a lot of space there. I think they just had some issues with where they were spawning us. Wasn't that the freaking video you shared, Justin, of just a million people on that damn hill by Blue just getting murked?
That was a literal rave. It literally looked like a rave on stream. I had to go back and I checked it, and there was just hundreds of people just shooting each other in the spawn point in the lobby, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here, bro?"
Right. No, that was complete chaos. I was there a few times. It was kind of fun because my son was just hitting E to throw the grenades, and I just said, "Dude, just keep smashing the E the whole time." When I was on that hill, and you're just I'm just freaking aiming every which direction and throwing death nuts everywhere. And you're seeing 187, 190, 70, and you're like, hell yeah. It was I don't know. It was crazy. It was chaos. Obviously, that was not what was supposed to happen, but nonetheless, these are why you have these open events anyone that thought this was supposed to be perfect, you just hadn't been paying attention to the communication that they've been pushing out. Obviously, this was iteration number 1 for Project Dragon. We'll have poker, which is a very different experience, in 2 weeks. And then we'll have Project Dragon number 2. And who knows what that brings? Like, it's going to be a Metropolis, but I guarantee there'll be some different mechanics. Maybe it is more teams. Maybe it is. Like, that could be fun. Maybe you just break it into 4 teams. It's still going to be complete chaos. It's going to be complete fucking chaos, but it would be fun. The other takeaway, and I want to hear your perspective because I know I heard you talk about this. Yo, the land itself, the map, vertically, was fucking cool. Like, dude, at one point, I think I accidentally like started going up into the buildings and shit. And I just like was, there wasn't really anyone up there because 90% of people are on the hill just throwing fucking death nuts. But I got up into one of the buildings. I don't know which one. Doesn't matter. It was really cool. It was like stunning, and you could like look down and see all that. And I'm just trying to throw lob shit down into like groups of people and kind of checking it out without really thinking about shooting or playing the game in that moment. I thought the verticality of the map itself was really, really cool. I thought Metropolis as a whole, the way it was built out, just the map itself was awesome. And one suggestion I would have is let us walk around when we're waiting to start the game. Just let us walk around Metropolis for a while, just like fuck around and find out, go climb around, check out all the little, because there's a lot of Easter eggs too. They talked about some Easter eggs that people didn't, some weren't even found, right? Well, that's because we were trying not to get killed by 700 people. What was your takeaway from just the map as a whole?
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting so much, like how tall it was, because I remember going to TBS Tower. I think I shared the clip where you could just see the entire panoramic view of all of the battlegrounds, and you can see like people, the death notes blowing up and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, this would be really nice if I had the client, because then I could see it all in full HD. But it was good. It was good when I saw it. I did. Okay, I just lost my thought. Holy moly! But yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked how big it was. Was that that was tier 5?
They didn't really say, to be honest with you. I think they're trying to stay away from that like verbiage at the moment.
Okay.
Because I don't like, to be fair, I'm not even sure if like that hasn't really been laid out. That's what I'll say. So okay. I think they're trying to stay away from saying it's a T4, T5, etc. But it was like there was a lot of room there. There was definitely like, if you weren't getting chased by 750, 800 people, it would have felt really large. Obviously, with that many people, you felt like you're always near an enemy, which you pretty much were. I just thought the map itself, and again, shout out to the Otherside team for that. I thought they did like just a stupendous job with how it looked, how it felt there. So again, chaos and fun, 100%. That's exactly what I felt. Would I like to try some maybe multi-teams, something different? Sure. Maybe we do. I heard somebody say, well, what if it's like, I don't really play Fortnite, but like where you die and then you're just dead. I'm like, dude, that would suck ass. You'd be waiting forever, dude. Like if there's like 1,400 people and you're like the first MFer that just gets sniped like at the beginning, and then you're just sitting there watching the rest of like that would suck too. So like, I think it's just, again, kind of fucking around, finding out, seeing what works, people enjoy. And I truly believe, I have full confidence that they're gathering a ton of good feedback just for people's posts, right? Because like if you just looked at the timeline alone, there was so much real good information on, just from people saying like, this is what I like, this is what I didn't like. And a lot of it was pros. People realized this is not a final product, but it was like a great big step forward in this development that Otherside is obviously going to be. Let's pivot slightly, and then we're going to jump into, they also announced the schedule for Ape Fest, and it made me FOMO like a MFer. Thanks a lot, Bored Ape. But before we get into that, because we are big lovers of Apecoin DAO, and we do like to cover those topics in stream, let's take a look, because a bunch of votes just went. I was looking at them when you're talking, and I have some thoughts on them. Yeah, that are interesting is what I'll say. Apecoin DAO. Here we go. So the first one was Apecoin Ventures. This is another Animoca one that is looking basically it's a capital arm. So proposes establishment of Apecoin Ventures, combining Animoca Ventures historically expertise with the community's strong reach to amplify awareness and scale adoption and utilities of Apecoin. They're doing a 1-to-1 matching structure. Again, one of the biggest thing you'll see here is just like, and this is no shade at all. This is literally me just stating a fact. I need to make that very clear. We are not shade throwers here on the stream. I'm just simply saying a fact. I had to get that out there. But when you look at this, if you don't know anything about the DAO, you'll just see like the very first vote is 6.3 million. That's a fucking shit ton of votes. Because you look at the entire amount total, what's that, 20 million? Some abstained. 20 million is the vote of people that went for and against. And like almost 33% of that was from one like entity. That's just a lot. And so if you're looking at this, you'd be confused. You might like, wait, Mocha, the team is voting? No. You need to go check out Mochaverse and how they set up basically owning Mocha as the assets and how much voting power you have. And they do this for every single vote. And I was not surprised that this went through, to be completely honest with you, because it's an Animoca backed thing, which obviously has great support with Mochaverse. There's also an Animoca brand. So a lot of big wallets for and that's it. It wasn't close. 17 million. I should actually, you know what, as I'm doing this, we really should check it out on our website because it's just way better. Still, it's bad. Here we go. Because the reason I wanted to go to this one, if you haven't checked out our site, it's boardmedia.xyz. You can actually check out the unique voters, which we couldn't on the other one, right? So I think that's important too. And if you look at, once again, the Apecoin Ventures, I mean, it's a smashing success. Even if you take out those,
overwhelming,
that's completely overwhelming. Even if you take out, and that's why I think it's important to check out our website for the unique voters. Because again, you might have been like, wait, it's only these few massive wallets that pushed it through. Nah, dude, if you actually looked at this one specifically, I mean, you got 130 voters for, only 29 against. That is overwhelmingly a positive vote for this one. So again, that's why shout out to Squirtle. Love that addition of the unique voters. I just think it's powerful. And he also did this little update. I'm giving all the love to Squirtle, where you can like accordion this shit to show more, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Let's fucking go. We're doing little updates here. This one made me sad. This is one of the ones I was looking at when we were talking, and I was like, son of a biscuit. And this is the one that pisses me off, because look at the 4 votes. These are the ones that I'm like, really? Like, really? 4 votes, 106 against 41, but they lost 72% to 38%. This is where people get frustrated with the DAO. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to be very transparent. This is not just this is not a Phil thought. I've been in so many conversations trying to get people involved with the DAO. This is one of the biggest things that they tell me. They don't think their vote matters. When you see things like this, it kind of sucks. I'm just gonna be honest. And I really like this team. Talk about like helping brand out things. And they actually had one today, I think, that actually had Mocha's involved in it too. Like one of their, and they're doing this hand, art. I don't know shit about art. Like I'm not an artist like that. I sing and play music, but I cannot draw or shit. But they had just done something with Mochas too. And unfortunately for them, the Mochas, I believe, voted that to the ground. No, Coffee with Captain. This is, if you don't know who Coffee with Captain is, I would be concerned that you are not alive or in the space. One thing has happened. You might have died in real life because they've been going every single morning starting at 8 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard, because it's 7 a.m. It feels really early during the summer for me. They host Monday through Friday, and that's Coffee with Captain. That's Captain and then Steve. And they host awesome conversations, basically to be the sponsor for the show. And we'll see what that changes. Some of their weekly segments, they talked about adding some things there. And we'll just have to wait and see what that looks like and sounds like. Excited to see the MBAs, Apecoin, Apechain, all those things get more love in a huge space, on one of the best morning spaces. I would say the best morning space, actually. Personally, that's just my opinion. It is not Board Network talking. It's just Phil, this silly pink fur ape talking. That is my favorite morning show. Congratulations to Cap and Steve and the entire team there. Next up, we got the NBA powered Ape Fest Lisbon. By the way, go back to that unique for 131 voters for, 33 against. This is for merch for Ape Fest Lisbon. 481 voters against 60 voters. But when it came down to the amount of ape held, they lost 84% to 16%. So again, this one's a little bit closer when you look at unique voters. But again, it can be frustrating. It can definitely be frustrating when you feel like, I mean, you legitimately got more votes, but not as much power. It's kind of like winning Iowa and losing Texas, right? Electoral votes and shit, or way more power. Texas is bigger. Everything's bigger in Texas. Web3 Grand Prix, creating the largest F1 community in Web3. I found this one interesting because this is just my perspective. The F1 partnership has been a bit interesting. I appreciate that people that live near these races can get some love, but I would like more. Like, let's do some interviews and shit with the drivers. That could be cool. Like, I want more. I don't want it to just like, yeah. I'm sorry, but like, it's like a massive partnership. I don't want to just be slap on Apecoin and that's what it is. Like, I would love to have more behind the scenes shit. That could be really fun, right? You're at these events already, like film that shit, like interview the drivers. All that shit is fun. So then I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not going to talk too much, but basically there's a fantasy type game that's played with F1. I'm not an F1 fan, so I have a hard, like, I can't talk on this and sound smart. I don't know shit about F1, but it's like some sort of fantasy type sport game, which I do, like fantasy football, basketball, baseball. So I get that. And we'll see what that means for Apecoin. I think they were going to do some stuff with some different conferences and meetups as well. And this is Pukecast, of course, and they have a morning show as well. And so they got 4 votes, 56 against 77. This is another one of those where, I mean, Mocha swung that joker from against to 4 with a $6 million vote, right? So, like, again, it's just interesting. That's all it is. This is simply commentary on Board TV. Please hang me for my thoughts. And I think that was it. I think that was the last one. Yeah, because I just accordion that one. So a lot of them went through. One that I really thought deserved to go through did not go through. So am I kind of annoyed by that? Yeah, I am. I've been part of the Apecoin DAO a lot longer than a lot of people have, I'll be honest. And so I've seen this part of the Apecoin DAO. It's kind of felt like this, kind of like a roller coaster, kind of like life in general. Life in general is a roller coaster. What I would say to anyone that's frustrated, anyone that's thinking their vote doesn't matter, you got to try to get more involved. Doesn't mean it's going to fix everything, but you got to try to jump in the conversations, get in these, get on the spaces if you can. If you can't, listen back to them, take notes down, get in discourse, get anywhere, hit DMs, ask people what they're voting for, read. There's all kinds of information that is coming out, and we're going to do a even better job of, actually, we missed one. One of them wasn't populating our site. It was my favorite one that didn't pass. I was super pissed about it.
We missed another.
Yes, there was another one that I liked. But my point is, if you're frustrated by it, try to get involved. It can be, we missed 3. Yeah. There's like 57 this week. Try to get more involved because that can help. It doesn't mean it's perfect. It doesn't mean you still won't get frustrated at times. I guarantee you will. I've been around the DAO for a long time and I'm frustrated pretty much weekly. Here is, let's go back 1 moment. Okay, here we go. Apecoin Hotel. I already said my thoughts on this one on the timeline. I thought it was silly status, but here we are. 4 is 15 million ape, 4.1 million against. So it is passing through. It was to build an ape theme hotel in Thailand. We'll see how it goes. Hotels are fucking hard, so I hope it goes well. The next one. Translation system, community reward program. DAO is international in nature and should not be limited to language. Our goal is to comprehensively increase the participation rate of DAO members in addition to translating articles into various languages. Love that. We never wanted to be, I've had that thought both ways, actually. I think I've talked to you about it. I said something. There was nothing said back. That was not a negative, but I just said, we got to stop splitting ourselves and saying, like, only these people are catering to this side and this people are catering to this side. So it goes both ways is my point. So, like, there's going to be people that Like, I want to be able to see and hear and read conversations that are being had that aren't in English, because I think that's massive, like super important, right? And it's extremely important. There are so many massive conversations happening, you know, in Asia that I would like. And I've tried to listen. Like, I've sat in some of them. I'm like, I don't speak Chinese. Like, I don't. So then I'm just like, shit. I'm not like, this is fucking hard. Like, unless they sometimes they'll link an article or, you know, at the top of the space, which is helpful and great. I think translation services it goes both ways though too, because hopefully the reverse is true, right? Like, 'cause we want to make sure that people that don't speak English have the ability to speak or read it or listen to it in their own native tongue. Like, if that's not the case, then we're fucking missing in a massive way. And that's been a huge thing on my mind of just like, let's bring everybody together, because this is 100% an international space. And then the one that I'm really sad about was the growing wellness, home harvest. I really like this one a ton. I got to know the team. And so the fact it just got decimated is a little frustrating. All the big voters were against it, basically. I'd have to go see what the unique voter count was. I don't know. My whole thing is like, why do we vote for one thing and not the other? It's very strange to me, because a lot of these are like big idea things that are kind of like out there, right? They're definitely different thought, like different things. They're not specific to like, we're gonna create a fucking protocol and your ape's gonna go to the moon. You know, these are like things. But like, what makes one better than the, you know what I'm saying? It really, like, that's where it can get a little frustrating. This is just my perspective from being and watching the DAO for a long time. So let's come together. Let's actually like have an open mind. I know it's wild, an open mind to other people's ideas that maybe aren't ours per se, and then make your own decision. That's my soapbox of the evening. Justin, I know I just talked a shit ton. What is your perspective? I know you haven't been as like locked into the DAO as much. What's your perspective from someone that, you know, just, I know that you're aware of it, and I know that you know, you're a part of these conversations too, but what's your overall perspective on the DAO? What are things that you think are really easy to obtain information, and maybe some things that are hurdles?
Oh man, I think the biggest thing for most new entrants into the DAO is just like understanding where all the information comes from, and
Yeah.
honestly, the forum style, and you know, dropping into AIPs to read them, especially if Ape, is probably the most difficult part.
Yep.
Just because there's different proposals happening. You know, there are people you don't necessarily know inside of the DAO, and products and all that. So in order to get all that information, where do you usually where do you begin is like probably one of the big questions. And
It's the best question.
that's a good question that I still have to ask myself here too. Personally, I just go in there and read it, just because I like to see what's going on in any parts of the ape world news. But yeah, I would say the most difficult part is finding the information, but that's crypto in general. So, I mean, where would you start, Phil?
Really good points, Justin, because I think the biggest, and it comes back to what I was just kind of speaking on too, is it's really fucking hard to know like where to get the information, and then also like, how do I even say this? Being able to have like open dialogue with the presenters, the writers of that, whatever, I don't care what proposal, any of them, like being able to actually have like listen in or have some sort of conversation that's not like, this is just me. And I'm actually a boomer sort of. So like you would think that like Discord or like things that are text based and, you know, message boards. I've been part of message boards plenty in my life. Shout out to the Orange Main, which was the Denver Broncos forum that I posted on since I was like in freaking 16.
Oh my God,
but
bro.
True story. I don't like discourse for Apecoin. I just don't. Like, I get lost in that shit. Like, honestly, the rebrand is great. I think it just gets too wordy. Like, it just does, man. Like, some people don't want to read a massive fucking proposal. So how can we, you know, what can we do better? Those are things that we're trying to think about too for Board Networking Company. Like, how can we help? How can we be a resource of like, you know, a lot of people, maybe they want to listen to it audio. Well, let's make sure that we can have it in multiple languages, right? Like, we're talking about all these things that hopefully, you know, translation system, that AIP that just got passed, hopefully that helps. But I think the biggest thing is like, yo, there actually is probably plenty of information out there, but it is freaking hard to get it in the format that every person will actually care to listen to, read, or watch. Because the reality is humans are very different. I am a teacher. I'm kind of an expert in this part. Yo, kids don't learn information the same way. Do you think we do as adults? Hell to the no. So some people are going to want to listen to it. Some people, they want to see an infographic with just like bullet point type shit. Some people want to get in and have a Q&A session, video, whatever. Some people are going to want to read the entire thing. So how do we get that's all covered? It's kind of hard, dude. It's kind of fucking hard. So, man, I don't know. It can be frustrating, but I would just say, hey, dig in, try to help. I think that's the biggest thing is there is a lot of potential still within the Apecoin DAO. And I think if you have something, you have an idea, throw it into discussions, get some feedback, and then try to solve some of these issues maybe we're talking about too. We're going to try to do that. Like, we're definitely going to try to do that. What's up, Gabe? Good to see you, my friend. Ernest, thanks for being here. Psycho Kitty. I don't know what you said 100 to, but hopefully all of it. Just everything. What's up, Crafter? Thanks for being here. Yeah, so like, if you're interested in Apecoin, go try to get something in discussion. Usually you get some okay feedback, but that's okay. My last soapbox, I swear. And then we're going on to Apechain. This might be my biggest one yet. You don't get great feedback in discourse in Ape DAO. You do not. Like, you simply don't. It's like the same 15 people that are giving you the feedback. So then you get, you know what I mean? Like, you might get some feedback. You might think, oh yes, dude, like, people like my shit. Yeah. Cool. I got one constructive criticism and I agree with it. Let's fix it. And then you go to vote and you just get fucking slammed. And you're like, what? I thought my shit was good. It's because not enough people are in the Discord. So how do you get more feedback? You know what I'm saying? It's like, as the AIP author, I think it's actually a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You got to go out and like picket line that shit. Like, you need to go out and get into spaces. You need to go reach out to these large delegates and say your piece. And maybe that's an article. Maybe that's jumping on a call with them. Maybe that's hosting your own stream, like, we'll have you on. If you want to talk about an AIP ever, and you want to come on Board TV, hit me up. We can talk about it. Okay. I think that's actually like one of the hardest things. You like don't get that much feedback. Getting enough feedback. Anywho, let's go to some things that I find to be extremely exciting when it comes to Apechain, because that is really starting to cook. This was a partnership that was just announced, I think yesterday or today.
Holiday.
Yes. Did you read this one at all?
I did not. So
this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, I'm excited about this. So, Holiday and Apecoin. Any token, any ape, one click. With Holiday on Apechain, devs can leverage MoonPay and Stripe as a fiat to crypto on-ramp. Love that. We just talked earlier at the beginning of the show. You got to make it so easy that you can go to your neighbor's house and they should be able to figure this out. Boom. Here we go. Leverage MoonPay and Stripe to make it super easy fiat crypto. Accept payment with any token from any blockchain with settlements in the token of their choice. Empower users to perform cross rollup swaps with ease and enable users to withdraw from an exchange accounts like Coinbase and Bridge Swap to any token in one click. Bro, that was the first thing we talked about at the beginning of the show today. Whatever you're building, not just Apechain. If you're trying to build something in crypto at this point, you got to try to make it easy to use. As easy as possible. As easy as swiping your card over a magical sensor that, get your chip and you pay for your groceries. Got to be that dumb and simple. So with that little, just the TLDR, those 4 points, what's the biggest takeaway you have from this partnership that, again, I think was announced today?
You're asking me, right, Phil?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not myself. What's your biggest takeaway here?
Good question. So, I mean, if devs are able to just build these integrations into like in-app purchases or games or whatnot, that'll be easy for people to just, I guess, play the games and not have any friction trying to go through like a Coinbase onboarding mechanism, or if they already have Coinbase, I guess you can just do it that way. But okay, what do we have in front of us here?
This is their, if you want to check it out, this is their Medium article as well. I would suggest reading it. So it just kind of breaks it down a little bit more. So easily convert fiat to crypto, making it simpler for users to engage with the blockchain. That's super important. If it's hard to do, we're all screwed. And then it kind of talks about Holiday as a platform connects Apechain to commerce. We understand the critical hurdle of getting users to make their first purchase. That's why we offer a comprehensive solution that streamlines onboarding, that simplifies asset acquisition. Our commerce network allows users to seamlessly acquire and manage any asset on your chain with just a single, creating a frictionless user experience. It's also backed by A16Z, which There you go. No shocker there. And you can see some of the other developers they've partnered with as well. And the team is obviously a bunch of fucking gigabrains. And they talk a little bit about Apechain as well. So, like, to me, the biggest, like, just a TLD, thanks to Ford T and Phil's dumbass, it would be, let's make this really easy to have people be able to buy shit on Apechain.
That sounds right.
Like the very, like, I'm talking like very, very like dummy, like Apechain for dummies, the old books, you know, that you could buy at Barnes and Nobles as the Apechain dummies. I think that's what Halliday does. And so I'm excited about this. Again, Apecoin keeps saying, we got to make sure we have content tools, and also there's going to be some Deegan shit. So again, we love that. That's exciting. Apechain is cooking. If you have not looked into it, you should reach out to Captain Trippy. We'll bam the entire team. We got Spencer, Blockchainzilla, as well. Jordan, I can't think of his at the moment. All those dudes are awesome. And if you think you want to build something on Apechain, hit them up, ask questions, get involved. The next thing, and our last main topic, well, we got two topics actually. The last Yuga specific topic is a little bit of a information drop that we've kind of, a lot of us have been waiting for. More information on the ODK. So, Justin, we are so close. We got ODK Alpha in August. Otherside Development Kit Alpha run on Apechain powered by Apecoin is coming August, which is literally starting tomorrow. Shout out to Rita, Bailey, and Tropical, who have been working with us as the first 3 ODK pre-alpha builders to develop a first look Otherside community experiences can be. As always, the graphics are fucking great. And then you come down here. And, oh shit! Gotta zoom in. One moment, please. There we go. We got Board Art Not Club. Love it. Look at it on Bone Deed. Like, how cool is that, bro? That's fucking cool.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty cool.
Super fucking cool. And then you go down here, you get Bored and Hungry, and then you get the Grateful Show. Shout out to Grateful.
Hey.
And I think chocolate down here as well. And then you got the Bored Ape Gazette. What's up, Kyle? And all of his information here. So you just think about, you know, these things living on any of these deeds on the other side. That's pretty powerful, dude. And so again, if you're like, man, I'm hoping that, you know, I want to build, I'm someone that's well versed. Well, hopefully you already signed up for it, because that was a fucking long time ago. You could sign up for it. If you haven't, I think you probably still can, though. Be good luck. More to come on ODK Alpha, including how to get early access. Here, go to the tools. But in the meantime, join the official Apechain Telegram. We just told you about it earlier, and Otherside Discord to discuss all things ODK. So again, it's coming this month. I think it was towards the end of the month, but hey, look at that big ass Apechain and powered by Apecoin. we're going all in, baby. We're going freaking full force. So I'm excited about the ODK. Justin, you know, just seeing some of those like works, obviously early works from the, you know, 3 of those goats that have been helping Yuga. What is your takeaway from just seeing, you know, the Bored Ape is dead and Grateful Ape, all these things like in the other side, and the potential of, you know, making just experiences like that and having them live on the other side?
Honestly, it's a little bit weird. It's kind of funny because I remember taking pictures at the Bored Ape Yacht Club itself, and I was like, "Damn, this is a real place in the metaverse, and it's gonna be real in Miami, I believe, too, right?"
Yeah, it is.
So that's pretty sick. So I mean, seeing all the, you know, the people that we know in the community building out their places, you know, their HQs, their buildings, and being able to go visit them and, you know, showing up and showing out, especially if they're games, it's gonna be really cool.
It's going to be the best, to be honest with you. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what these freaking Chads can build. Because these are things that I don't have that skill set, but there are so many amazing builders in this space that are just killing it on the timeline. And I think when this ODK comes alive and you have more 30 builders, 20 builders, 30 builders, 50 builders, 100, 1,000, you know, once we start getting a bunch of people in there, it's going to be magical. I think about back when 3D ape avatars were finally, you know, able to be given out to all the Bored Ape holders. Yo, what was the timeline like instantly? All you could see was fucking like images and freaking animations and everything you can dream of all the freaking Bored Apes. What's going to happen when the ODK starts to open up to more and more builders? You're going to see all these cool experiences, different things that you potentially build on your plot. And that's pretty freaking powerful and exciting. So that's our last little tidbit on Yuga Labs things. But I did want to give out a shout out to another team. I have gotten in and played. Shout out to Bear Snake for hooking you boy up. The Forgotten Runes Wizard freaking Cult, one of my favorite teams. I say that as someone that's never owned any of their assets, which is just absurd, but I love the team. I've played one of the first access ones. I'm going to be playing this later tonight. I just started my journey, did a few of my first little fucking tutorial things, but just had to share a little love. Taking out this freaking wolf, of course. Boom. See ya. I know that you're playing, Justin. I know that you've been grinding today. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on, just the freaking cult?
Oh my god. Pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I've been excited. Oh yeah, I see Dota in the center there. That was when I was during Wizard Wednesday, where everybody jumped into the training hall just to take a picture and just to vibe. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm trying not to explode because I'm probably gonna destroy my sleep schedule tonight trying to play through it, but we'll see. I mean, you're just grinding up to level 15. Again, everything that you grind. I mean, you can sacrifice a bunch of stuff at the temple for mana, and you can exchange mana at the Font of Memory, which is kind of like a gacha roller for stuff or resources, and sometimes you'll get lands. You can get other things inside of there as well. But I'm just stoked that the Runeverse is open again. There's more spells and stuff. There's just we're playing with all our friends. It's just awesome to I actually have my wizard on this time. Oh my god. I was able to put my wizard on, so that was very hot. I can't wait till I can. God, I hope I can put my wizard on in Otherside, please.
Yeah,
but
sure.
overall,
soon that will happen. I can guarantee that will happen. I just know that the energy behind the cult has always been strong. There's a core community there that does show up, does play, does give good feedback, holds their shit too. There's no paper hands, that's for damn sure. Because I've been wishing through all this bear that we would just have some massive paper hands that just wanted to dump me a couple wizards. I have not been so lucky, but nonetheless, I'm super thankful to be in the beta test, checking it out, playing, casting some spells, fucking around and finding out. I created my own player. I think I said like Phil of the board or some shit like that.
Right, for real.
I think so. So pretty on brand for me. And I'm just excited. I'm excited because we have multiple teams and some of my favorite teams. And this is something outside the Yuga-verse, but something that I'm very much I'm just a huge fan of the entire team over there. And if you haven't yet, check out Forgotten Runes. And doesn't mean you have to pick one up today, but if you want to, go for it. They're not that freaking expensive for all the things they're doing. They also just a side note, they just announced they had their first payout, I think, of people that had been in the comics, and it was like $2,500 or $3,000 just for like writing some storyline and getting chosen. Is like, shit, dude, that's freaking cool. Like, not that that's gonna be, you're not gonna retire off of that, but I think one of the coolest things about the Forgotten Runes the whole family is that people are really invested. People are really creating amazing stories, really like turning into their character in a way. I also love that you have the 2D version in the Runeverse, and you got the 3D avatar as well that you'll be able to run around in the other side as well, guaranteed, as well as all these other interoperable type games. That to me is super exciting, and so that I had to give a little tip of the cap to the homies there with the Forgotten Runes team, because I truly do adore them, and I 100% need a wizard like yesterday, actually like 7 yesterdays ago. I guess the last thing I'll share, because it made me want to go to Lisbon. God bless America, but I can't. 80 days until Ape Fest. Lisbon, the cult vibes are growing. Get prepared with the official schedule, which just looks freaking fire. You got HQ, of course, every day, 9 a.m. to 5. You got Merge pop-up, NBA public market. This is really cool. The kickoff party is 7 to 11. This is on Friday, October 18th. On Saturday, you once again got those Merge pop-up in the HQ. Ape Fest full moon party. That sounds dope. 8 to 1 a.m. You get the Hangover Hang on Sunday the 20th. And then you have a bunch of other stuff. I really like how they did this. It's key coded at the bottom left. You got ApeFest events in that off-white. You got Yuga events in the black. You got community events in that sand color. And you got activities in pink. There was also, where the hell was that? Oh, here it is. If you zoom in at the bottom here, let's see if I can zoom in anymore. I can't. Just makes it smaller. It says ApeFest mobile app coming soon. That's interesting. So we'll see. Like, does that app just live? Does that just app? Does the app just live for ApeFest? Potentially. Or is it something that they could build that out? Maybe it's something that they're working on when it comes to the Clubhouse, in real life Clubhouse, when it comes to all these things that make a social membership token so dope. So Justin, any last thoughts for all the fine friends and foes maybe that are watching our stream tonight on Board TV?
Oh man, I got nothing. I'm just playing Runiverse tonight, and additionally. Well,
pray for
I don't
his
even
sleep.
know. I just got wizards on my mind, bro.
Dude, pray for Justin's sleep schedule over the next couple days as he truly becomes his wizard. I think that's the big takeaway. It's going to be bad, but oh so good. Again, just a reminder, make sure you follow Mr. Justin. Where do they find you on YouTube, Justin?
You can catch me on Other Guide. I'm pretty sure that's that.
Yeah. We're just all thinking about wizards. Of course, check them on Other Guide. Check them on X, YouTube, all the good places. Check out myself. This is my personal account, Fabaka, no L, Fabaka31 on X. But also, the biggest thing, make sure you follow us on YouTube. Once we get to 500 subs, which I think we're like 100 short, we'll do some merch giveaway. And once we get to 4,000 followers on X, we'll also do some merch giveaway. I think we're like 40 from that. So follow us on X at Board Network Co. Follow us on YouTube at Board Network. Super easy to find. Hit that subscribe. Make sure you like and retweet all the content that you enjoy, not just from myself, Justin, and Board Network, but from any content creator that's doing dope shit. It is free to like. It is free to retweet. Retweets, quite frankly, are free. Make sure you do that because this content is really the foundation of all these spaces, of all these teams, of all the communities. If nobody was talking about it, if nobody was speculating upon it, if nobody cared about it, I mean, why would you? So tune in every single Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. Next week, I got it primed up. Next week, we do have a couple special guests. The Banana Boys will be joining us on stream next Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. Come back. Come say hi. And as always, stay freaking bored. We out.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like. Whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finished friends on my face. Looking like I'm from the deep. No Cartiers, pockets deep, 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 bro.